if you're trying to build and cultivate a professional network, there's going to be situations where you deal with rejection. And that can be one of the things that people are so afraid of that it keeps them and holds them back from trying to invest in developing or network in the first place. If that's you, then let's dive into this video and see how you can deal with rejection a little bit better. Let's dive in right now. Hey there, my name is Jeff Perry, leadership and career development expert, author of The Intentional Engineer and my new book, The Intentional Career Guide to Professional Networking. And in this video, we're talking about how we overcome the challenge of dealing with rejection when we're trying to deepen and expand our professional network. Mostly focused on some of the content from this book. So let's remember that networking is all about cultivating meaningful relationships in the professional sense. And so in doing that, in any relationship building activity, there's going to be rejection that happens. So that's really the first step, is we need to accept rejection as a reality and a fact of life. It's not always going to happen. We're not always going to be rejected, but sometimes we will, and we need to accept that. And that's okay. Being told no is okay. And that isn't the worst thing that can happen in the world. And so we need to be able to accept this as a reality. So that's kind of step one. So step two is to reframe what this rejection means, is that we're rejecting, or what they might be rejecting or saying no to is building the relationship for whatever reason. There could be all sorts of reasons why that's true. They're not rejecting you necessarily. This isn't about you. They're saying no to this relationship right now at this time. So don't take it as personally, and I know that's easier said than done, but it's not usually just about you or even anything that you did wrong. And so that leads me to number three, is to don't make assumptions. A lot of times when something happens, our brains naturally want to fill in the gap. Say, hey, this is what I thought. This is what actually happened. I need to fill in the gap to create all the reasons why. But what that often leads us to do is to make assumptions that aren't actually true. If we don't have facts, don't make the assumptions. If we weren't told something specific, don't fill in and make all sorts of assumptions, especially the ones that will lead us to thinking less of ourselves, because they're often untrue and they're just not helpful if we're going to continue to try and, in this case, develop or cultivate a great professional network. And so don't make those assumptions. They're not helpful for you. They're not helpful for others. They don't help you show up in any way, shape, or form in the right way. But you can learn, and so any facts or feedback that you do get, you can learn from that. Take that to the next relationship that you want to try and cultivate. Number four is to be gracious. So thank people for their honesty, for their willingness to share with you. And any time that they have spent with you, be gracious and always grateful for what people are willing to invest in with you in your relationships. And five, always have a growth mindset. And so this comes back to a conversation I had with one of my clients that I think about a lot. And he said, I'm just not good at networking. And I suggested to him to add one word to the end of that sentence, and that word is yet. I'm just not good at networking yet. He's like, okay, I understand that. I'm not good at networking yet, but I can be. Okay? And so if that's you, whether it's about networking or anything else that you're trying to improve in life, have a growth mindset to say, hey, you can do this. If you can continue to put in the reps, if you continue to reach out, continue to try and invest in meaningful relationships, you can be a great networker. Maybe you don't feel like you're that right now, but it's a skill you can build like any other if you're willing to put the time and effort to do that, and sometimes deal with rejection. And so if this last one didn't go well, have a growth mindset and say, hey, what can I learn from that? And how can I grow? And how can I do that better next time? That's growth mindset, instead of just thinking, hey, I suck. I'm terrible at networking. May as well stop trying, right? Have a growth mindset. It's going to be much more helpful for you and everyone else in the long run. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. If you want to continue to grow and deepen and expand your professional network, make sure to grab my new book, The Intentional Career Guide to Professional Networking. If you want to go deeper, I've got free resources as well as a paid course on the topic you can go check out at intentionalcareerguide.com. Or if you want to connect with me to work with you, your team, your organization on leadership and career development and change management, I'd love to connect with you. You can reach out on my website, jeff-perry.com. And I hope to see you on the next video. But between now and then, don't forget to keep building your life and your career and your leadership with intention.